Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, May the 12th, and it is 21 minutes to 5 o'clock. Welcome to Talking Bollocks part 46. So we finally reached the same age as myself, because I am 46. I hope we're doing okay. The weather seems to have changed again. It's not quite so warm as it has been. But it's kind of nice when you step outside and you're being blown along the road. Okay, that might be actually a slight exaggeration, but there it is. I just went and socially distanced met my cousin at the cemetery where my grandmother is buried, and we spent a few hours taking it in turns to tidy the grave, and then we sat socially distanced, eating meal deals and sandwiches, and in his case bakers, while we reminisced about our grandmother a little bit, which was nice. I feel a lot less stressed about the anniversary now that it's passed, and I think just this first year where it's every anniversary for the first time is obviously weird and difficult, but we're happy that we tidied up the grave. Put some nice flowers on there we both bought, and he bought 2 little lanterns and some candles, so we lit those while we were there. We planted a little lavender bush, or I say we, I mean he planted a little lavender bush just in front of where the headstone is going to go back when it goes back, which it can after July the something or other. I'll have to have a think about when she was actually buried. So I kind of was weirdly nervous about driving that far because it's Kingston Cemetery and it's not that far from Croydon, but because there's so many places closed, I sort of got myself worked up a little bit about the idea of it, and I was like, I'll just fucking get in the car and go and do it. And it was actually really sort of chill. There was toilets open at the Kingston Cemetery, which I was worried that there wasn't going to be, and there was lots of funerals while we were there. And you know, just generally everyone was sort of being sensible and keeping their distance from each other, which was good. It was actually a lovely afternoon. We did a bit of bird watching there, because as we were sitting underneath a tree where myself, or rather my cousin and Elliot had moved one of the benches so we could sit nearer to my grandmother's grave. There was a long-tailed tit in the tree, which was sort of cool. And I think a chaffinch or a bullfinch, I have to look up which one it was, as I was last going to the toilet. So that was cool. So we've tidied up all the grave, which felt really good. And actually it was really nice to see my cousin. Obviously out of everybody in my family, there's lots that I don't see and that I'm estranged from, but I'm not from my cousin, and to be able to be there at the grave with him, chatting about my grandmother and talking about how often me and him would actually get into trouble, which was very often the case. We do tend to, I don't think I giggle with anyone else like I do with my cousin. I don't know what it is. We're just very silly when we're together, and we do revert, which it can be interesting. But it was just really nice to reminisce and remember some of the things and talk about her, because that is, without family history being written down, that is one of the things that, you know, is quite weird, is that it's a lot of family history is, unless you have it written down or pieces of paper to do with it, it's verbal, right? So all those little stories of sort of things, and I was sort of telling, my cousin's not on Facebook, so I was sort of explaining to him that on VE Day, the 75 years, on VE Day 75 years ago, that my daughter would be the same age as Grandma would have been on VE Day. He was quite fascinated by that, so that's really cool. And it's just really nice to sort of reconnect with people, isn't it, really? As much as I sort of, I'm all right with everybody that lives in my house, I do miss the other input of other different styles of chatting and ways we sort of are. It was hard to meet up with him though and not have a hug. That was really weird. And I guess it's gonna be for sort of some time longer, but hopefully when we're all allowed to sort of socialise with each other a little bit more, at least in gardens, that will be good. That will be very nice. I hope there was quite a few white flowers in her bouquets, because we bought mixed bouquets, but there was lots. There was a couple of pink gerberas. I can't remember how to say them, and one pink rose, and some. I bought chrysanthemums. So there were some chrysanthemums, some really bright pink ones in the bouquet, and it made a really nice little posy, the two of them together, and it was nice to mix them together. I'd also bought a memorial card and put on the back of it from me and the kids, and a friend of mine, Jan, had made a little angel at Christmas for me, very gratefully, and that's still there. I gave that a good old clean and a polish up, and I've then put it on the next card, sort of thing. So yeah, it was good to meet up with my cousin and just sort of be in the same place, chat about her, and sort of reminisce. I have been telling him that I sort of feel very tired at the moment, and I don't think it was just lockdown. I think it was like this emotional brain thing that I knew it was there. I was recognising it, but I mean, there's nowhere for it really to go. You just got to go through the grief when it's and the remembering of someone's birthday, and in our family everybody it seems to, there's not, in the family that I don't see, there's not much unity, so that has sort of made it harder. But on the plus side, I have amazing friends, and the family that I do have around me is amazing, and that's really cool. I think I'm very lucky to have some of the people that I have around me, which is nice. I'm looking forward to Buddhist Centre meditation class tonight. That will be number 3. I haven't really meditated since, I didn't meditate yesterday or Sunday, which is a shame, because I think I really miss it when I do it, and it leaves me with a sort of sense of peace, and I do actually have started to notice that I feel energised from it. I am very interested in it, and I've ordered some books of something called Windhorse Publishing to do with sort of early stages of understanding it, because obviously anything that you start learning or looking at that's new is new, so speech is different, what you read is different, and I do think I'm in this part of my life where I spent a lot of my life having to fight to be here, and I fought, and now I think I want it. I'm not gonna go quietly, I'm not gonna suddenly be a quiet person. I don't think that's ever gonna happen, and I wouldn't want it to, but what I mean is the inside of me doesn't feel so much of a whirlwind all the time. I don't feel the need to fight my corner so much about everything all of the time, which is nice, because it's kind of tiring, right? Hello, Pudding. Pudding, obviously I'm on live, so Pudding has to come and have cuddles. Yeah, so I think it's nice to be at that time of my life where I'm, not that I don't have problems or that things that go wrong, but it's nice to think that there is the possibility of sort of learning to do things slightly differently in a more settled and less impulsive way. I have been known to make impulsive, decisions, and I think a lot of that is like, I think that it's kind of like a controlling thing. I mean, yeah, I think that it's very hard when you're brought up in a very traumatic way to be able to learn how to set boundaries, and now I've learned that and set boundaries for myself. I'm just enjoying being peaceful with that and just being me, I guess. Not apologising for being me, unless, I've acted shitly. Not apologising, but just enjoying who I am as a person. And I think that is something that is very much said when we start to get older. And, I'm 46 now, 4 years and I'm 50. I do feel a certain sense of freedom in all of that. There's not the rush to have children. There's not, don't get me wrong, I love my children dearly, more than anything, but there's not that feeling, and I don't feel the need to take anything or get anything from anyone else, because I know that I am quite capable of creating that for myself, and it's not so important to rush everything all the time anymore. I don't need to do that. I don't need to pick wrong people, have wrong people around me in different types of relationships. And I guess I'm just enjoying being 46, really, which is very, very nice. I think if you can get to that at any stage of life, it's pretty cool, right? It's pretty nice to just be settled. I guess the lockdown for me, in a way, and actually I think I would have got to it anyway, but I've just got there sooner, that I want a bit more of not a quiet life, but a simpler life. There's some things I definitely sort of, I don't know what I've got on my hand that the cat's smelling, but her nose is really cold. Oh no, I'm getting cleaned. Yeah, and it's nice to get to a place, at least some of the time, where it's about, you just feel settled in who you are as a person, and not complete, because I don't think we're ever complete, and I don't think that's what we should aim for, nor perfection, because they're things that I think are often seen as a positive or negative thing, and I don't think they really are. I think they're just as they are, kind of thing. But if we can live a life, I think, that is mostly good, with good intentions, and an understanding that shit happens, right? Then I think we do a much better job of looking after ourselves. I don't know what I've got on my finger. Oh, I haven't. She just wanted to lick it to have me stroke her. You do purr very, very big, don't you? Yeah. So I hope you're all doing okay. I know that some of the restrictions, actually I don't even know what restrictions have been lifted, but I think some restrictions will be being lifted in the future, where we can sort of visit other people, but I'm not sure how that works. That would be nice to have some actual proper guidance regarding that, wouldn't it? It would be nice to see sort of more people. Hey Tess, it is indeed a dragonfly brooch. Very sort of almost enamelled sort of style. I don't know if you can see it around the cat. Enamelled sort of style. And dragonfly happens to actually be, and I didn't know this, and I've had the brooch for a while, until I went to samurai school. Dragonfly is actually a symbol for our Yodokan schools, which is really cool. Or Atani Tameo, which was one of our forebear ancestors, sort of part of our lineage. Yeah, which is cool. I've got quite a lot of brooches actually, but I can never settle on one jacket to put them on. I should maybe just pick a jacket and put all my badges and brooches on one thing. But then I get confused of the idea of, should I put brooches on one thing that are very pretty, with the badges on another, which some of them are just lovely and downright rude, to be fair. Yeah, I'm just laughing now thinking about the badges. I do love dragonflies too. I think they're lovely. And I love sitting by ponds. I love it at Coombe Gardens, actually, because there's often, when it's warm, dragonflies at Coombe Gardens, which actually is one of my favourite places to be. A nice little coach house cafe there, and Coombe Gardens, that you've got the nice garden bits at the back and the sort of more wild wood towards the back of it. Makes for actually a lovely afternoon, and we should all go there and have a big massive social distancing meet-up at some point when we're allowed. Yeah, anyway, I hope you all have a lovely Tuesday. I was going to say Wednesday then, but I haven't lost a day. I did remember it was Tuesday. Have a lovely Tuesday, and I hope you're all doing okay, whatever you're doing. You take care, my lovelies. Me and Puddings. I'm not going to lift up her paw like I did last time. I've still got the scab where I picked her up last time. Yeah, she just loves to bite me, doesn't she? Bye, guys. Come on, Pudding, tell him.